Hi, PerspectaWeather.com meteorologist Paul Dorian here on Wednesday, February 6th. A lot to talk about this morning. We have quite an interesting weather pattern setting up for next week that's full of potential. There'll be a lot of cold air around, perhaps even a significant winter storm in the Tuesday, Wednesday time frame for the Mid-Atlantic region or the Northeast U.S. Next week we're talking about many details still have to be ironed out, but certainly a lot of potential setting up for next week. Much cooler today compared to yesterday. We actually set many high temperature records in the eastern part of the nation, but much cooler today. Turns milder again on Thursday and Friday, but then quite a bit colder for the upcoming weekend. And that cold weather that begins this weekend certainly continues well into next week. And again, that could set the stage for some wintry precipitation back here in the Mid-Atlantic region following the 60s on Tuesday. In some areas it hit 70 degrees yesterday afternoon. Well, here's a look at the current radar loop from Intellicast.com. First of all, quite an ice event occurred overnight hours in parts of Michigan. That area, that disturbance is continuing to move to the north and east. Some rain is headed to the Mid-Atlantic region. Not a heavy rain event, but there certainly can be some rain in D.C., Philadelphia, even New York City by later in the afternoon, continuing into the overnight hours. And it stays pretty damp on Thursday and Friday morning as well. There can be an occasional shower tomorrow night into the morning hours on Friday. Then a strong cold front pushes through. The winds will pick up Friday afternoon and temperatures will drop, setting the stage for quite a cold but mostly dry weekend here in the Mid-Atlantic region. Meanwhile, out in the west, kind of a break in the action for California, but they have another big storm headed their way, at least for the northern half of the state by the upcoming weekend. Well, let's walk through the upper level forecast maps by last night's GFS model run. We'll go through the next several days, kind of set the stage for what will take place next week. A lot going on, a very active pattern setting up for next week. First of all, here we stand this morning, Wednesday morning. Again, a pretty dry morning here in the Mid-Atlantic region, but some rain is on the way for later in the day and especially in the overnight hours. Meanwhile, a big wave can be seen here out in the western U.S., and that crosses the northern part of the country and really acts to push in a cold air mass here for the upcoming weekend. Let's now move forward here and watch that evolve here and move to the north and east, and basically it will result in some more rain on Thursday into Friday morning, but then it slides up to the north and east, and a strong cold front whips on through the Mid-Atlantic region early in the day on Friday. It may start off cloudy with a shower or two Friday morning in the D.C. to New York City corridor, but then partial sunshine is like in the afternoon. The winds will kick up, mild temperatures early in the day, and then temperatures should drop by later in the day, and that sets a stage for a cold weekend, even colder than normal. We'll probably struggle to pass freezing in places like Philadelphia, maybe even New York City on Saturday. Certainly 30s for highs, most likely Saturday and Sunday. Quite a cold weekend here. Now notice the flow of air here at this point sets up basically in the upper part of the atmosphere, and here we're in the middle part of the weekend from the west to the east, and basically that frontal system that slides on through here early Friday will stall out and set up kind of a boundary zone right in this region right here, extending from the Mid-Atlantic coast all the way to the Rockies. Cold air to the north, warm air to the south, and a couple of waves will cross over that temperature gradient, that boundary zone that will be oriented from the west to the east. Here we are now Sunday afternoon. This is wave number one that we have to watch for in terms of potential wintry precipitation Sunday night, Monday time frame. It slides from the west to east across that boundary zone and could produce some snow shower activity, maybe even a little bit more of a steadier snow Sunday night, Monday time frame in at least parts of the Mid-Atlantic region. But farther west, here's the main upper level feature to watch. This is now going into the early part of next week. Here we are Monday morning. Again, we still have this boundary zone here to the south of the D.C., Philadelphia, New York City corridor. We'll be in the cold air. Strong high pressure builds to the north here across southeastern Canada, a very important player as this moves across the nation. Let's now move forward here. And here we go. By the time Tuesday morning rolls around, very impressive upper level feature. Strong cold high pressure will be situated across southeastern Canada, and depending on exactly where this evolves, and I think it'll have trouble moving to the north and east. It'll be kind of shunted to the east from this stage because of that strong cold high to the north here. But this is a day of concern, perhaps late Tuesday, Tuesday night, maybe even going into Wednesday. Still a lot of details to iron out, but that's the wave of interest to watch for a potential winter storm in the Mid-Atlantic region, northeast U.S., Tuesday, Wednesday time frame of next week. Well, let's now walk through the surface forecast maps from last night's Zero-Z GFS model run. Again, an ice storm overnight hours and into the early morning across Michigan. Some snow farther to the north in the northern part of the Great Lakes, and some rain trailing to the south. That rain slides to the east, moves into the Mid-Atlantic I-95 corridor region late this afternoon, continues tonight, and then that passes on by. And here we have the formation of a strong storm. We looked at that strong wave out in the western U.S. that'll head to the northern part of the nation over the next 24 hours. Heavy snow event up across the northern plains and the upper Midwest. Rain down to the south and east. And it looks like rain will return here in the Mid-Atlantic region on Thursday night, continue into early Friday. And then the strong cold frontal system slides on through early in the day on Friday, right about this time here. You can see the change in the isobar pattern right here. That's where the surface front lies come Friday morning. Maybe a shower or two early Friday. Mild conditions early in the day will give way to dropping temperatures later in the afternoon, and increasing wind and increasing sunshine on Friday. And here we go. That sets a stage. Here we are now Saturday morning. Strong cold advection into the northeast U.S. A cold day on Saturday. Quite a bit colder than we've had over the past couple of days, certainly compared to yesterday. Again, it could struggle to pass freezing in Philadelphia, for example. Certainly holding in the 30s in D.C., Philadelphia, New York City. That high pressure continues to the east. We stay dry and cold going into the day on Sunday. And then we have that next wave of energy that will move from west to east early next week, late in the weekend, early next week, and it could throw some snow in the Mid-Atlantic region Sunday night into Monday morning, maybe rain south of the Mason-Dixon line. But notice also here, very strong high pressure over the northern plains come Monday morning. That'll be a key player in the next event. That builds into southeastern Canada. Here we are by Tuesday morning. Very strong cold high to the north. If you've watched my videos over the years during the wintertime, you notice I always stress the importance of that cold high to the north. Well, we'll have it here Tuesday. And then that next strong upper level feature heads towards the Midwest. And details still need to be ironed out. But this is the potential stormy time period. Tuesday night into Wednesday. Maybe an initial low trying to go north into the Ohio Valley, but probably running into a brick wall with that cold high to the north, and something will end up along the Mid-Atlantic coastline with that cold high still situated up to the north. Very well could be some snow or ice in the Mid-Atlantic region. Again, we're talking Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Here we go. By Wednesday morning, kind of a secondary starting to form here. That initial low will probably weaken and transfer energy to this region right here. And this could be quite an event here in the Tuesday-Wednesday time frame of next week. But still several days to go. The strong cold high to the north raises the possibility of some significant frozen precipitation next week. And we'll, of course, monitor that over the next several days. That's it for now. For PerspectaWeather.com, I'm meteorologist Paul Dorian.